Hey guys. So it's been quite a while since I've made a video for you guys, but I figured I would make a short video. It's going to be a combination video of my what I've read in November, my December to be read, and the like a really small book haul of books that I've purchased. Honestly, there's not going to be very many of any of them, which is why I decided to just combine them all, make the video kind of more worthwhile to record. And I am sorry about my lighting and things. It's my laptop is weird. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with what I read in November. There's only two books that I read in November. November was a really busy month for me. I had Thanksgiving to I went to visit family for Thanksgiving. I had my baby shower. A whole bunch of stuff happened in November, so I did not get much of a chance to read at all. And these two books that I read actually go together. I consider them more of like a light read, but I went ahead and did them anyways. The first book is A Second Helping of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And those of you who are not familiar with Chicken Soup books, it is basically real life stories, real life situations done by hundreds of authors that write stories about things that they've experienced and they put them all in one book. Really, really short stories, most of them, anyways, are really short stories. There's a couple poems thrown in here and there throughout the book as well. Really, really, really light read. That's why I was saying I didn't have a lot of time to read, so I just read this one. And then the last book that I read in the month of November was Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul. As I said, that it pretty much goes together, these two books. But yeah, so those are the two books I read. It's been a really long time since I've read Chicken Soup books, but I figured um, I would read them anyways, just as a light read to kind of get me back into the swing of reading again, because it's been quite a while since I've read. As a lot of you know, um, I have a baby on the way. My due date is going to be somewhere between December and January. My official due date is in January, but as everybody knows, babies can come early, so I could have the baby sometime in December as well. So I'm not exactly sure when she's going to come exactly, but so I didn't pick very many for my to be read for December either. Um, two of the books for December I already started yesterday, so I'll show those first. The first book I started is Dragons of the High Lord Skies. This is by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. This is the second book in the Lost Chronicles trilogy, which is a side trilogy off of the main trilogy of Dragonlance. As you can see, I didn't get very far into it. Um, so I'm only on page 92, so I didn't get too far into it yet, but I am planning on finishing this month. And then the second book that I already started for this month is by Laurel K. Hamilton. It's the second book in the Anita Blake series, which is called The Laughing Corpse. I've shown you guys this book before. I meant to start this book quite a while ago, and then I just kind of fell out of it and didn't read it for a really long time. So whenever I did start reading it again yesterday, I went ahead and just started back over and reread parts that I had already read to remember what was going on exactly in the book. I'm about, I don't know if you guys can even see my little bookmark there. I'm about halfway through, maybe a little over halfway through. I'm on page 154, so I'm a little over halfway through the book. Um, so yeah, I started that one and am planning on finishing that one by the end of the month. The last two books that I have on my to be read list for the month of December is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is book two in the Mortal Instruments series. I know a lot of you already know the Mortal Instruments books, but which I also talked about earlier in a video earlier this year. Did a reading and I did a review of City of Bones, which was the first one. and I just never got around to picking the second book up, and I seen it on my what I have not read yet books little shelf since all of the books that I have completed have been packed away. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and I think I am going to read it this month. Especially because the City of Bones movie is supposed to be coming out next year in August, I believe. And I want to get caught more up with this world and refresh myself with it and see how they compare the movies with the books. Hopefully, they do a good job. The last book in my to be read pile is by Rochelle Mead. It's Vampire Academy, which is the first book to the Vampire Academy series. I've had this book for quite a long time, just again, have not got a chance to read it yet. And I'm really interested to see if I like it or not. I have a lot of friends who have read the book. A lot of them really like it. A couple of them don't. So I'm interested to see if I like this series or not as well. And then finally, for my books that I have purchased. Um, Two of these books are on my Nook, so I'm going to go ahead and show those first. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. Both are to the same series, both are by the same author. The author is L.J. Smith. They are the first two books to the Vampire Diaries series. For those of you who know me pretty well, you know that I love the Vampire Diaries and the TV show, and I'm really interested to see how the books compare because, from what I understand, the books and the TV show are pretty different, which is understandable, I guess. But I'm interested to see just how different they are. I started watching the TV show first, never really thought much about reading the books until this newest season that's been on. Then I've been really in the mood to read the books since then, so I went ahead and picked up the first two. The first book is called The Awakening. And let me, since I'm already in this book, technically, let me get you the cover. And I'm sorry for the glare. And then the second book is called The Struggle, which I also have on here. Again, I'm sorry for the glare. And that's it for those two. Then the final two books, one of them I don't count, which is the one I'm going to show next. I don't really count it because I'm probably not going to actually read it. It was given to me at my baby shower. It's probably just one of those books I'm just going to kind of skim through. Probably not going to actually sit down and read. But it's called What to Expect the First Year. And I'll probably just skim through it really quickly or just really lightly. Um, it's a mammoth of a book. Um, but yeah, I'm probably not going to actually sit down and read it. Um, it just gives you a bunch of information on what you can expect the first year of the baby's life once you have him or her. In my case, her. So yeah, I'll probably just glance through it once in a while. It's not going to be a book that I'm going to really read. Um, so I don't really count that one, but I figured I would show it anyways, since I did get it recently. The last book is one that I have heard so much about. It's one that a lot of people on YouTube, people on Goodreads, I've seen people on Facebook talking about this book. I have friends and family members who have read and are talking about this book series. And I wanted to see where I stood on the fence because I know people who absolutely love it. I know people who are like, oh, it's okay. And then I know a lot of people who really, really hate it. So I want to see where I stand on the fence when it comes to this book. And it's 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. Um, this is an adult erotica book, which I normally do not read, but I'm just really interested to see kind of where I stand when it comes to this book series. This is the first book in the trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy. This is the first book, and Yeah, so I'm interested to see where I stand with it. Mm, it kind of throws me off a little bit knowing that it's an adult erotica book because I don't really care for those styles of books. I prefer YA books and things like that, but I'm still really interested to see where I stand on it. So I will be reading that sometime in the future. I don't know when, but I'll get to it eventually. I have a ton of books still that I have to read and books that were given to me or lent to me or whatever. Um, and I don't know um, if I'm going to get to it or not. And actually, I need to move my computer. I just found one more book that I completely forgot about that I also got recently that I have not shown in a video yet, as far as I know. If I have, I'm sorry. I don't think I've shown this book in a video yet. I've had it for a couple of months, but I haven't made a video for quite a while either, so I'm going to go ahead and show it real quick too. And it's Dragons of Summer Flame, Dragonlance, part of the Dragonlance series. This is, I believe, the second book in a duo called The Second Generation. The first book being called The Second Generation, and I believe this is the next part of that. I know The Second Generation, which I do not have, is about the main companion's um, children, and it's more of a set of like 5 novellas, I believe it said. And then this is the actual book based on the main companion's children. Um, Again, Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman. I absolutely love that pair for the Dragonlance books. So I'm really excited to see what this has in store as soon as I get the second generation book. Um, as you see, it is hardback. I could not pass this up. I got this for like $1 at a used book store type place, like a flea market, and I could not pass that up for a Dragonlance book in hardcover, and it's a pretty tall book, as you can see. And I mean, the pages are not damaged or anything. Um, and I could not pass that up because normally books like this go for quite a bit more. Um, so seeing this for $1, and it was one that I didn't have yet, I had to. Anyways, that is pretty much it for my little what I read November, December to be read, and my very small book haul slash update that I just did for you guys. I do not know when the next time I'll make a video is. As far as my book reviews, still not sure on those either. Like I said to you guys in my last video, most of the books that I have read are packed away in storage right now. I do not have room for them. And yeah, so I don't know when I'll be able to get those out to you guys. What I might do instead is I'm not going to do it with the chicken soup books, but what I might do instead is after I read some of these ones, I might go ahead and just review these ones, since I do have a couple that are like the first book or whatever to the series. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's pretty much it though, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I hope that you guys all enjoy your month of December. I do not know if I will make another video this month. Like I said before, it all depends on when she decides that she wants to come out. So, um, if she's early, it can be this month. So, I don't know if I'll make another video this month or not, but if I don't, I hope you guys all have a very, very, very good December. I hope you guys, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your family time and everything else, and, get a lot of reading done. If you are reading books this month, let me know in the comments below what books you're reading, and if you've read any of the books that I've shown, let me know what you guys thought of them. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.